morning, everyone. I'm Jennifer Mann, President of Coca-Cola North America. And on behalf of the Coca-Cola Company, I'd like to welcome you to the town of Webster for Fairlife's ceremonial groundbreaking. It may be hard to imagine now, but where you're sitting will soon become Fairlife's flagship production facility. And in a few moments, we will break ground on this state-of-the-art production center. Thank you for celebrating this important milestone with us. Joining me today is the New York State Governor, Kathy Hochul, Fairlife CEO, Tim Dolman, County Executive, Adam Bello, and Town Supervisor, Tom Flaherty. They're sharing in this day and what this facility is going to mean for the Coca-Cola Company and Fairlife and for the state of New York. The Coca-Cola Company was founded to bring one soda product to the people of downtown Atlanta nearly 138 years ago. We're now proudly offering a total portfolio of beverages crafted to meet consumers' ever-evolving tastes and needs, whether that's through water, sports drinks, juice, coffee, or of course, dairy. We have been a strategic partner to Fairlife since 2012 and officially welcomed them into the Coca-Cola Company in 2020. Fairlife's proprietary ultrafiltration process has helped introduce many consumers to the benefits of dairy while becoming a favorite household product as well. Today, Fairlife continues to outperform the value-added dairy category, and new production facilities like what we're building here will help bring continued growth and expansion for the brand. While this might be Fairlife's first footprint in New York, the Coca-Cola Company already has a strong foundation here. We serve every community in every state in the country, thanks to our bottling partners. And in New York, we're grateful to have bottling partners like Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast and Liberty Coca-Cola Beverages, who refresh the state of New York on a daily basis. At Coca-Cola, we talk about our purpose, to refresh the world and make a difference. The development and what we're celebrating today is a clear example of how we do both. In 2022 alone, the Coca-Cola Company, alongside our bottling partners, contributed $2.6 billion to the state's economy. We support over 28,000 jobs in the state of New York. And we've invested $1.3 billion directly in the state through vendors and suppliers with our bottling partners. This Webster facility represents an additional $650 million investment in New York. We will deepen the impact and create more jobs and support the livelihood of more people in the state. None of this would be possible without the leadership of Governor Kathy Hochul. Her vision for New York's upstate region and agricultural industry are some of the many reasons New York was a natural fit for the Fairlife brand. Her administration has been a tremendous partner to us throughout this process. I also want to thank County Executive Bello and Town Supervisor Flaherty for their support of this project. I can't wait to see what we can achieve together. With that, we're going to stop and have the groundbreaking ceremony, and then we'll proceed with our program right after. Thank you.
Please remain seated during the groundbreaking. Thank you.
Are we on? Okay, we're on. Thank you. Thanks for all being here, of course. I want to take a moment to introduce Governor Hochul, and then she's going to give some remarks, and she's got to get back to New York, always working to the city, and then I'll say a few more remarks. But I just want to take this time and again appreciate Governor Hochul and all the work that you've done here. We had a lot of choices on where we were going to put a facility all throughout the Northeast, the East Coast in general. And I remember the very first conversation we had. You were very straight to the point. You said you were big into agriculture. You shared some of your family history with me, and it meant a lot, quite honestly, as someone else who grew up on a dairy farm. And I knew it was genuine, and I think it was a big deal for us to be able to look to New York as a place that we could make a major investment like this, and know that we'd have continued support for agriculture in general, not just the dairy farming, but the whole agricultural state side of it. So with that, thank you very much for all you've done, all the support, and appreciate you coming up and sharing some things. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tim, for believing in New York. This is an extraordinary day for all of us. I could not be prouder of this moment. I truly mean that. I want to thank you. I want to thank Jennifer Mann for all the investments Coca-Cola makes. I know you said you refresh New Yorkers. You also recharge us every afternoon when I have a small, those little mini ones you make now. It's all I need. A glass of ice, that mini Coke, and I can power through the night. So thank you for keeping the governor going. Also, want to thank Adam Bello, for your commitment from the county. It's always so important to have a partnership with the state and the county and the local. Our supervisor has joined us as well, Tom Flaherty, and this is a big deal. I was on a town board for 14 years. If someone had called me and said $650 million of investment, 250 jobs, I probably would have fallen over. So congratulations. Daniel Webster would be proud that a community named after him is now going to continue this great legacy of excellence, and I appreciate that. And Commissioner Richard Ball, our Agriculture Commissioner, is also an important part of Empire State Development. So it's a great day for us, and I just want to say a couple of things. I remember the first conversation. Now, one thing, I did grow up in an Irish Catholic family, come from a long line of dairy farmers in County Kerry and in Dublin, and when I heard that there was this opportunity for us to have the largest dairy processing facility in the Northeast, my competitive juices were just racing. I mean, I just said, no, we're not losing this. I mean, they had me at hello. I've got to get this. I've got to win this. So I called up Tim, and out in California, and we talked about stories and, what is it going to take? What is it going to take? What's it going to take? And I said, I will personally navigate this. I will make sure that I'm there for everything. Forget about the budget. I'm coming. I said, I will be there every step of the way for you, and I believe my team has made that happen, and our local partners, and so, but it also takes someone like you to say, I'm going to take that leap. And this is a new venture for Fairlife to come to New York, but I'm really hopeful that, I don't know who is number one in the whole East. If we're going to be number one in the Northeast, who's number one in the East? We'll be number one in the world. Okay. So we'll be number one in the world. Okay. So that's what I'm going for right now. And also, I did want to recognize Bob Duffy is here too as well, a great partner who runs our Chamber of Commerce. Anything with business goes through Bob. So thank you, Bob. So let me just give a few reflections on this. I do have to run, and I appreciate you expediting the shovel move there. But I also said, people don't think about New York State as being a dairy state. When you go anywhere else, they think that we are Manhattan. Okay. I'm from Buffalo. I used to represent a congressional district which was the most rural in the state, including Wyoming County, which has 20,000 people and probably 40,000 cows, and I got to know all the cows personally. You do this when you're in Congress and you have a small district. So this is personal to me. This was a statement that this part of our state matters, that these investments, yes, could have gone to other parts of our country, but you picked this area and you picked this community because you saw the potential. You saw the caliber of our workforce. And I will tell you this, nobody works harder than people here in upstate New York. It is that legacy of commitment. I mean, my dad and grandpa worked at a steel plant. People worked here at Kodak. People work in these companies a long time. So when you recruit somebody, they're part of the family. They'll stay with you. And I know how important it is. but we have over 3,000 dairy farmers here. And this is a lifeline for them as well. This gives them hope. And I believe in them. I've toured so many dairy farms around this state. This is such a big deal to them as well. So I'm real excited about this. We've made a lot of investments here. We've done a lot, and I also want to make sure that it's easier for all of our farmers. My budget reflects that. I've said, what are we doing in our budget for farmers, for agriculture, and making sure that when there's an overtime expense, that the state will absorb that for you. That will continue to make investments that'll help the investment tax credit for farmers, increase that dramatically. So we're doing a lot of things there as well. But I will tell you this, without investments like this, without people believing in us, without this level of saying we're going to make it happen, we're not the great state that we could be. This is how we achieve our potential. You find out the opportunities, you reel them in, you persuade people, you get down on your knees and say, please come to New York, and we'll make you never regret that decision. I also want to say, with the support we had from ESD, 20 million from ESD, 20 million from our Fast New York. Fast New York is what you see here. And people say, what does that stand for? That stands for getting shovel-ready sites in advance. That gives you the competitive advantage you need. Instead of saying, well, let's recruit them, and then someday we'll find you a site, and then we'll get all the permitting, and then we'll figure out the infrastructure. No, you offer companies this, and that's what we're investing in. It's just smart governance and smart economic development. It's a good strategy, and we see this bearing out here today in this enormous site. I know it's going to be this big, Tim. This is really big. This is really big. But because you're so big, we also need to support our local community. And so we are announcing today $20 million for the town of Webster to fund a new on-site wastewater treatment plant. There you go. Take a bow. Take a bow. You're welcome. You're welcome. We were just here announcing a $4.5 million, we call them New York Forward grants. And again, investing in your downtown, so the employees you have here will see a revitalized downtown Webster. So we believe in our communities upstate, and this is proof positive of that. So I have to wrap up and get on a plane and get back to work, but I wish I could stay, hang out with all these nice people here. Nobody's asking me for anything other than what Tim did. But I'm honored to be the governor of a state that #1 agricultural product is dairy. My family back in Ireland would be very proud of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor Hochul. Really, her speech pretty much hit it right on the spot. I mean, so many of the factors that she raised are the reasons that we're here. So this is a big milestone for Fairlife. Obviously, to build one of the largest fluid milk plants in the world, it really will be that big, signifies a few things. It signifies the success of our business that we've had to date, and it also signifies what we can do going forward still in the state of New York and in the space of nutrition that we're in. It was about 15, 20 years ago, maybe a little bit longer even, when a few of us, dairy farmers, industry veterans, veterinarians, kind of got together to say, the milk industry really needs to rethink itself. Fluid milk had become a commodity. People really weren't thinking about it the way they should from our perspective. We knew there was so much nutritional value in milk, and we felt we had to do something about it. So a small group of us got together and started down the path to create what is Fairlife today. It wasn't easy. There were a tremendous amount of obstacles along the way. A lot of, hey, that's a real neat kind of technology you're working on, but boy, this is milk. Why would you do that? And but over time, we overcome. We built an incredibly talented team of people here today. We continue to add to the capabilities of the team from the innovation side, the science side, to the marketing side, the distribution piece. Throughout, we have made investment after investment after investment to ultimately make a brand that today is probably, if not one of the fastest growing consumer brands in the country. In the milk space, it's quite remarkable. It's been a great journey to get here. which then marks the next phase of growth for us. We have an opportunity to take this momentum and continue to change people's lives for the better through nutrition. And there are a lot of places for us to look. Governor Hochul hit it exactly right as to why we chose here. First and foremost, we have incredibly high-quality farms in the area, 3,000 dairymen. That's a lot. It's the 5th largest state in the union for milk production. It's the #1 agricultural commodity for New York. It's 15 billion pounds of milk a day, which is 40 million pounds a day, which is 800 tankers a day. And I was with Paul Mulligan, and we were doing the math. That's 80,000 cows to make that much milk we're going to need here in this particular site, processing 5 million pounds a day. So this is a huge economic driver for this region, and couldn't be prouder than putting it back here. The other nice thing about New York is that it has a very, again, Governor Hochul mentioned to it, a very good infrastructure to support the industry. Cornell has one of the world's best extension programs and is very influential both on the dairy farming side of it as well as the processing and innovation side of it. Had the opportunity to actually attend there years ago and saw it firsthand on the influence it could have in this region. So we think by bringing this plant here, we're going to give the opportunity for that innovation to continue going forward. So that's a big deal. Of course, we wanted to be close to the markets, and New York's a half day's drive to everywhere. Actually, I think some people, it took a little longer to get here than a half day, but for the most part, we're close to the population center. And then the next two major things for us were the fact that we wanted a world-class workforce. Governor Hochul hit on that. We love the fact that Rochester Institute of Technology is right here. Some of the best engineering minds, some of the best scientists, the hard work and grit of the workforce here. We've had an opportunity to do business in the Northeast with other dairy plants in this region and have always been impressed with the caliber of talent in this region. All of those were major factors for us to come here. And then that, last but not least, of course, is all of you here and the local support that we've had, the regional support and the state support. Really, from the first meeting that we've had here, the governor, Tom, Adam, everyone, pretty much, Matt, he's here, I believe, bent over backwards to welcome us and to show us that what we could do in this region was possible at a site this large. That meant a lot to us because we knew we would have a welcoming, accommodating business environment to work through. And I look at Tom because I know the details that go into a site this big, and it's immense. And I'm super proud of our team working with your team to be able to pull off a site like this. Again, Governor Hochul just mentioned she can't wait to come back here for the ribbon cutting. We got about 1.5 years to finish the job and get it built and be back to producing. So last but not least, it's really about the future for us too and what we can do at this site. This will be the most technologically advanced manufacturing facility in the world. It costs $650 million. By the time it's done, we'll probably have a lot more money put into here. It'll probably be twice the size what we say it is. And we're going to start off with hiring 250, but I wouldn't be surprised if all this doubles. Our track record so far to date has been pretty good at doing more than what we thought we could do. And again, working with all of you, we think we've got a bright future to be able to do just that. So again, thank you very much. We're going to do a couple more photo ops later, but in the meanwhile, let me invite County Executive Adam Bello up and give a few remarks. Thank you.
All right, good morning. It is really just a pleasure to be with all of you here today for this real special day and a significant project coming here to Monroe County. I want to start by thanking Governor Hochul. Governor Hochul's unwavering commitment to economic development in Monroe County and across New York State. The strategic investments that are being made in projects like this here today are a testament to the governor's vision, thriving, dynamic New York that capitalizes on our strengths, attracts innovative industries, and helps to ensure a sustainable and prosperous economy for generations to come. We would not be here today if it wasn't for the governor's leadership and steadfast commitment to this project. So while she's no longer here, let's give her another round of applause. And again, the biggest thank you in the world to Coca-Cola. Jennifer Mann, it's wonderful to have you here today. And obviously Tim Dolman from Fairlife. I cannot thank you enough for recognizing that Webster and Monroe County were the logical choice for deciding where to build your flagship Northeast facility. I want to thank you for the confidence that you've placed in us. Tim, you just said it right, the confidence in the people here to get this project done, to work on this project, to staff this project, and make sure that Fairlife is successful here in our county. And I want to thank you for also recognizing that Monroe County is a great place to do business. You had a lot of choices, and I know what those choices were. I remember having dinner with you some time ago, and I am just so thrilled that you chose us. So thank you. Monroe County has always been a hub of innovation and industry. From the flour mills that defined our early economy to the technological enterprises, photonics, optics, imaging, and the cutting-edge food and beverage production that shapes our economy today. Our county has a long history of ingenuity, adaptability, and excellence. The newest chapter of our economic evolution is marked by Fairlife's decision to build the largest dairy processing plant in the Northeast right here in the town of Webster. Supported in part by the County of Monroe Industrial Development Agency, COMITA, obviously Empire State Development in New York State, this monumental project not only nods to our agricultural roots, but also elevates Monroe County into the forefront of modern food production and sustainability. With its state-of-the-art technology and sustainable practices, Fairlife is set to transform the dairy industry while providing economic benefits to our residents through job creation and support for our local dairy farmers. In fact, the $650 million project is the largest industrial development business project in our county's history. It will create more than 500 construction jobs when it's completed. As Tim said, 250 jobs and hopefully even more to come beyond that. This plant is going to impact hundreds, if not thousands, of dairy farm workers, benefiting agribusiness throughout the Finger Lakes, Western New York, and beyond. So it's not even just about Webster. It's not even just Monroe County. This project is going to help throughout the entire region. The investment underscores the potential that Fairlife and Coca-Cola see in our community to drive this transformational project forward. In Monroe County, our history of innovation is not just remembered, it's something that we live. We build on the foundation laid by the flour mills of our past and are driven by the same ingenuity that spurred the forebears that harnessed the Genesee River. With Fairlife's new facility leading the way, we're witnessing the growth of our local economy while simultaneously participating in the reshaping of the global dairy industry. This facility is more than a plant. It's a promise of innovation, a promise of opportunity, and a promise of growth. This is another great chapter in Monroe County's story of progress and prosperity. And so I want to thank the COMITA Board, Empire State Development. I want to thank you, Matt Hurlbut, and the team at GRE, who really led the way and worked tirelessly around the clock. Our friends in New York State, the governor, and of course the town of Webster for your partnership as well. This has been an incredible journey that we've been on over the last year. Many people have worked hard, and it's almost hard to believe we're here today. So again, thank you, Coca-Cola and Fairlife, for your vision. Together, we're going to continue to build a future as rich and promising as our past. And with that, it's a great pleasure to bring forward probably the happiest man who's with us here today. I was a town supervisor once in my career, and nobody certainly came to me with a $650 million project and hundreds of jobs. But just look at the space. Look at the opportunity that exists here in the town of Webster. And under Tom's leadership, just 2.5 terms into his leadership here as a town supervisor, he is host now to one of the largest economic development projects in the county's history, and we know it's going to be successful because we have great partners at every level of government that are working to make this a reality. Everybody, the supervisor of the town of Webster, Tom Flaherty.
Well, I'm bringing up the rear of the speakers today, and a lot of what they have already said was kind of in my notes, so I'm going to wing this a little bit. But I got to tell you, the first feeling I have is I'm humbled because I get a chance to share this stage and podium with some incredible leaders of business with Jennifer and Tim, and incredible leaders of government in the form of Adam and Governor Hochul. So that's really humbling to me. And I will say that Governor is gone now, but I can't minimize the thanks that I have for the state of New York and Governor Hochul for the $20 million for our wastewater treatment facility that she just announced today. And that was just announced today. So I'm a little caught off guard on that. I will tell you this. Yes, Webster is going to be the host to this. And we're very, I guess we look at being a host of this is that puts a lot of responsibility on us being a good host. You know, I've always seen leadership as servant leadership. So we're not here to glorify us. We're here to make sure that we take care of the Coke, the Fairlife people, and give them a chance to thrive here. You know, it's interesting, the governor said that Daniel Webster would be proud. Webster in the 19th century started out, and it was a farm town, agricultural. In the 20th century, there was the vision of Joe Wilson and people at Xerox to come here in the 1960s and build the Xerox campus that is across the street here. And I'm just so proud that I am lucky enough to be sitting in the town supervisor's seat when the 21st century industry, state-of-the-art, as Mr. Dolman said, coming to Webster, and how ironic or appropriate it is that it's agriculturally based, and we're back to our roots of the 19th century, but doing it as a 21st century industry. It's just amazing. Anybody who knows me and has worked with me, I'm very much influenced by team and how you got to come together and how 1 + 1 in a team equals 3. Math works, right, Jennifer? We did accounting. You do get more. You can achieve a lot. You can achieve extraordinary results with ordinary people coming together. I want to make sure everybody here and the citizens of this town, this county, and this state understand that I have seen a lot in my life being in business. The Coke Fairlife people, when I think of the words that describe my experience with them in the last year and a half, class, professionalism, and visionary. And that has been so enjoyable to work with you and your team on that. It makes me motivated to get out of bed in the morning and come and work with people of that, level of how they approach life. And I also got to say that the state government agencies, and some have been mentioned today, Adam and some of the county government agencies and the town government, when we come together and we partner and we work with private industry, this is what can happen. And it really, hundreds of people over the last 2 years have been involved in that since Tim and the governor first spoke. Any one of those hundreds of people, if they put themselves first instead of the team and the overall goal, this doesn't happen. It's almost miraculous. But it says a lot about the people that were involved in this at Coke, Fairlife, and those government agencies. So with that being said, like I said, I really don't want to say that much else because of the level of people that have already spoke. I'm kind of far down the line. For all you people who remember Sesame Street, one of these things just doesn't belong here. That's probably me. So I really hope everybody enjoys. We have a reception afterwards. Surprisingly enough, there might be some Fairlife products. And I just, once again, cannot thank enough all the people that have made this happen. And I promise you, Tim, I'll get a lot more gray hair as it, but you will be pushing product out of here in a year and a half. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
At this